Hi, everybody. This is John from AU Packmule. I hope you're having a great day, starting your Tuesday off. Make sure you tune in because later on this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be doing a live stream with T Baby from the Small Council, the Hypes Watch, her own fame. So make sure you check that out. That'll be a lot longer of an episode review, Q&A session, theory breakdown, all the good stuff. So today I'm going to talk about Trace Decay, which is episode 8 from Westworld Season 1. And Trace Decay is where you have a memory, but when it's erased from the program, there's still a chemical trace that's left behind, and it's actually tangible, so you can see it, feel it, touch it, etc., whether it's on a program or a human being. Even if you forget, like through amnesia or something, there's still a chemical connection in your brain from that. So that's what trace decay means, and that's why we're going to talk about this episode. I love the names because they don't really tell you a whole lot, but they do mean a whole lot. I don't know about you, but if you've ever met somebody at spring break in Daytona Beach or at a party and you just fell totally head over heels in love with them, and then you just love the curl of their hair or their accent, maybe just the way that they smile, but I, and then they turn out to be just absolutely batshit crazy. Well, that's kind of what we have in this one. Dolores absolutely loses her toast. She's just one of those perfect situations where you just go, what did I get myself into? William is totally not sure of what's going on after he sees Dolores in the middle of a desert with a gun to her head for no reason whatsoever. Quite strange. So I just love the way that was breaking down. And we start off really with Bernard. He's a killer with a conscience, just crying his eyes out. What did I do? What did I do? And Ford's just making fun of him, like, you do what I tell you to do, buddy. And so that was really cool. And then, of course, Ford makes him cover his tracks, and he does it in a very logical, programmy kind of a way. Really cool that they actually made Teresa be dead in this episode, because a lot of people thought for sure she was the host that was being made in the basement with the 3D printer. So very, very cool about that. I like that a lot. Makes more Maeve obviously makes more moves, becomes more self-aware, goes to the next level with not only just the body shop guys, Felix and Sylvester, but she also moves to the behavioral specialist, and goes to that section where she's able to crank it up just one more notch, becomes not necessarily self-aware as far as a human being, but she realizes how she's going to be able to control the other host. And once you do that, I mean, that's just like opening the key to the Pandora's box. She can do anything she wants within certain parameters, and we find out about that. Ford and Hale play mind chess. I love the interaction between Anthony Hopkins and obviously Hale is just thinks she knows everything, but you know she's just a pawn in Ford's game, and loses so bad. It's just called epic fail, for sure. Stubbs, I loved how Stubbs confronts Bernard and says, "What's going on here, buddy? I think this is kind of something's not right. You've got Elsie gone. What happened to her? I'm so sorry to hear about Teresa, giving them condolences." And Bernard's like, "I'm a robot. Remember, I don't know. I don't feel things." So it was really cool that Stubbs was able to interact with him and make him feel like whatever he was doing was kind of strange. So I just loved that interaction. And then, of course, Sylvester and Felix plan to kill Maeve by saying, "Hey, we'll take her up to behavior," and then trick her out a little bit. And that was fun. I really liked the way he's as sneaky can be. He's done playing, selling us Domino's Pizza, and he's ready to move on to host assassin. And Felix, of course, he doesn't go along with it, and it cost poor Sylvester. The Man in Black and Teddy try to find out Wyatt, and in the process find Angela, the host that greets William, coming off the monorail. And it was really neat to see the girl being the same girl that is in the old town that Dolores and William find. I just like the fact that they keep reusing the host in a different way. And so just because we see them doesn't mean that we see them the way they are in the current timeline. So obviously it gives more and more evidence to the fact that we see flashbacks 40 years ago, 35 years ago, 30 years ago, and then of course in the current timeline. And Angela is the host name that is what is her name? I forgot her name. Anyways, she used to be married to a guy named Elon Musk. He's the head of Tesla. He founded PayPal. So they actually got talk about crazy. They got married and then divorced. No surprise. But they remarried, and then 2 days later they got divorced again. So I thought that was a telling way of showing crazy chicks. Yeah, the guys aren't crazy either, but this was just too funny, too funny. I just love that. The episode altogether, I was really saddened by it. It wasn't my favorite episode at all. As a matter of fact, I would say of all the episodes this year, it was my least favorite. Not because it wasn't good, but because it made me feel at the end of it so sad for Maeve and the situation with her daughter and the Man in Black. It really doesn't lend itself to the story of the Man in Black is William, because I don't think William would have that in him, based on what we've seen just in the short period of time that we've known him. But the other thing that was really cool about this episode was the music by Ramin Djawadi. So epic. I just don't know how to describe how appropriate the music has been time after time after time. Been fantastic. So I really like that a lot. Not very many shows that use different music and apply it in a way that this show has. Has been one of my favorite parts of the show. Not to mention the fact that we have tremendous acting by Anthony Hopkins. I just can't say enough about him. He's just been the mainstay, and I just have a feeling because of the fact that we're not going to get season 2 until 2018 that we're going to lose Sir Anthony, and that's going to be a shame. I think that's going to be a hard replacement. But getting back to Maeve, obviously she goes to the behavior center, gets adjusted, comes back, and then surprises the heck out of Sylvester. I thought he was going to cream his pants right there because he just was like, how does this even happen? And the fact that Felix didn't put her in sleep mode, or he didn't think he put him in sleep mode to begin with, why he wouldn't double check everything that Felix does. Sylvester's really trusting. He turns his back to her and says, Maeve says good luck. He's just kind of nonchalant about it, considering she's pulled the scalpel on him before. So this time she gives him the whammy, or should I say the Man in Black treatment. Cuts his throat, and she's got the cauterization tool all ready for Felix, fired up. I knew I was planning this all along. I knew he was going to backstab us, so takes care of it that way, and I thought that was pretty cool. Ford and Bernard discuss the nature of his reality and realizes the killing of Elsie, possibly one of the people that is made in the 3D printer in the basement of the house where Ford's family is. And Robert, the little boy. So that's a possibility. But we did see in the review for episode 9 that a black host was getting off the table naked, and that might be Bernard as a remake. And Ford might realize that he cannot suppress those reveries that the Bernard that we know now has. So he might be remaking Bernard, which is kind of a twist that I wouldn't have expected. I thought for sure he'd be able to erase them, those memories, just like he did with Maeve before the reveries started. Dolores finds the town through her memory. We talked about that just a little bit. And she sees the flashback of the beginning of the Westworld Park where they were dancing. And we saw the one blonde actress that doesn't find her partner very well, dances kind of funny. And that was interesting because she's actually Armistice, the host with the red snake tattoo. That the Man in Black found. So I thought that was pretty cool, seeing her, how they reused the host again. Just a fantastic part there. Dolores finds the town through her memory. We saw that, we talked about that. Oh, now we have big trouble. Really, really big trouble. We have Logan finding Dolores and William on the path. And he's like, you guys are effed. That's just all there is to it. There's no getting out of it. We've been searching for you for days. You know, I've been using all my resources. You guys are going down. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then we go back to the Man in Black at the camp with Angela and Teddy. And Man in Black kind of gives a backstory. Yeah, I have a wife. I had a daughter. My wife accidentally kills herself, and then my daughter finds out that it's possibly me, which again doesn't lend itself to the Man in Black being William, because if the daughter is afraid of him the whole time, why would there be those issues that his daughter has as far as fearing him? Yeah, I get the fact that he could be William because of the philanthropist and the titan of industries, blah blah blah. But it lends itself more to Logan's behavior than it does the Man in Black. So I'm leaning more towards Logan, although my observation has always been that the brother of Robert Ford, Tommy, is the Man in Black. And it's just because the father has obviously super aggressive behavior. He's obviously got a different accent than Robert, because Robert's English, obviously. The Man in Black speaks perfect English, American English. So I don't see there being a congruency there with the brother. But we don't ever hear Tommy speak. So I'm not sure if it is 100% positive. But that's my guess, is that it's Thomas Ford. And we'll see. I don't think it'll be the Ford that invented the car, but obviously. And then we learned the Man in Black stabbed Maeve, of course, and killed her daughter. Kills a host just to find out if he's got any feelings or if he can do it, or whatever the reason. There's no explanation for doing that. As a human being, kill a robot just to see what it's like, and then find out she's the only one that really has human feelings. And we're finding out too that Arnold made the 82 host, or I believe it's 82, the original host. And all of them have different levels of cognitive behavior than the other host. They are all at levels fund what the current hosts we see, with the exception of maybe Wild Bill in the sublevel B82. We saw Ford and him talking several times. He's the one that always says, "You want a drink?" to the lady in the white shoes. And if you want to check it out, I posted that on Twitter at AU_Packmule. And yeah, it's very cool. I like that behavior. And I think he's one of Ford's original builds, but not Arnold's. So I think that was pretty cool. So that's really about it as far as the timeline that we're doing this recording. But I do want to say thanks again for all of the new subscribers. It's really been encouraging and a lot of fun to interact with the comments that you leave. So if you do want to see something different, or if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm glad to be as flexible as possible. And again, thanks to all the people that have helped me get to this point. Don the Kraken Wit, of course. And then T-Baby is going to be on tonight, so make sure you tune into that. Kyle's Fookin' Chickens. Check out his channel for Game of Thrones spoilers galore. It's always good to listen to him. And I love doing the live streams with him too. So a lot of fun there. Don't forget to check out the Hypes Watch channel if you're a Game of Throners, because they do excellent work. Don Willie, James Bichelle, Jerry the Targaryen, Steamboat, and of course one of my best friends that I've done live streams with on the Hypes Watch, and that is Sir LT Giles. So thanks for helping me out, LT. I appreciate that very much. Trying to think if I've forgotten anybody else. Sweet YFT. She always does great work on the rereads for the Hypes Watch, and she's fantastic. So hope to see you guys later tonight, and you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, AU Packmule.